Concha to the special St. Patrick's Day after edition of This Podcast is for Nerds. Today, we're starting off with a very impromptu thing. We're going to go, starting off actually, the tribute, and we're going to take a shot for Mr. Lance Reddick. Rest in peace.
Rest in
Those of us
peace.
who grew up with him, Destiny 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, The Wire. Just a fantastic voice actor and actor overall. Really gave it all to games, and for those of us who played Destiny, Captain Zavala. So, the light will never be the same. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
I didn't realize he was in Destiny. I know him mostly from The Wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are hanging out here.
Yeah.
Getting ready. You may have seen a preview of what we were going to talk about last week. And I made a comment that night because I made another video post about what happened. And honestly, that's the kind of stuff that made me love working with these guys and love the whole genesis of this podcast. Is that kind of stuff is just still fun. Right? So we're here now. We're booked up. And it's actually pretty funny. I walked in and they were like, "Oh, are you booked for today?" And I was like,
Yup.
"Yes."
Son of a bitch.
I booked last week. They're like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, God, if this happened again for the second time, I would
Dude, I would have it would have been a wrap. Be like, all right, we're just going to quit the podcast.
We got to pivot the podcast now. We're going to do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
We'd go to the Forerunner and just plug it in the back and just do that. Honestly.
There we go. Old school.
We've done it before. So for those of you who didn't see it on Instagram, we did a little light preview of what we were talking about and gave our first impressions. We were reviewing the remake of, I guess it's not a remake of the Addams Family. It focuses more on Wednesday and her time at the new school they try to use to make her a great gothic member of society.
Yeah, I would say it's almost like a reboot, almost.
Yeah,
like
it just features her, which is kind of weird I don't know how to really call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's absolutely the central character, and
Right.
never before. I mean, she's been a supporting character, of course, as part of the family, but never the primary driver there.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't dislike that because I think she makes the show for sure.
I hope so. She's the main named after her.
Yeah, no, I should say Jenna Ortega is she's fantastic, but I would have loved more of seeing the family because literally the family are in 2 episodes of this whole thing. They're very minor.
But I think it's cool the way we have to unravel that story. Before we get into any of that, before we do, spoiler-free reviews. Again, if you didn't see it on Instagram, we're going to do it again right now. We're going to start with Kiefer, only because Calvin's is a little controversial if you saw it on the Instagram. So Kiefer, what'd you think of this?
I enjoyed the hell out of it. I really did. I think the casting selection, everybody just brought a game to the table. I'm going to go 4.5 strings out of 5.
Oh, hey, what's coming?
Hell yeah.
All right, Calvin.
I enjoyed it. I feel like I should say that. I did enjoy that. I will definitely be the odd man out on this one. I am not the biggest Tim Burton fan. And to be fair, I did not know he did this until the credits rolled on the first episode. I was like, oh, that's why I'm not really vibing with this. It's I'm like, Tim Burton.
Son of a bitch.
Well, at least you didn't walk in hating it or not liking it because of Tim Burton. You found out afterwards he was an element as to why you didn't care.
Yeah, I will say, I don't know, do you have a history with Addams Family? Are you an Addams Family fan?
I mean, at the Raul Julia, Addams Family, and Addams Family Values, I think we had both those on VHS growing up. So I mean, those were thoroughly, those characters and how they were developed were thoroughly ingrained into kind of the mythos of what I was coming in expecting. So to have some of the pivots that they made coming into this, I was like, I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but we'll see. I mean, I dug it. It was a new take on things, and like I said, I like the everything focusing on Wednesday versus kind of the overall family dynamic. And I think, without going too far into things, I think this is a really cool opportunity for, I think, subsequent seasons.
So we have an audience here. It's pretty cool showing up. How's it going? We're doing a podcast, and we're here at the venue by 4 a.m. You can see in the background of the camera here. People are heading out from their own event, joining us in our event. So sorry for the...
No, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. The Tim Burton, I think it's his... It must be the way he directs, just in the like clean look of everything. Like it's a gothic show, right?
So
and it just
forever spoiled you. Then is what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure. So I'd give it like a 3 out of 5. I'm definitely gonna watch season 2.
Okay,
I will definitely watch it.
I would say that I walked into it with very low expectations because I figured it's just going to be another teen angst bullshit drama that was going to be rehashed like it always has been. I'm going to give it a 4.5 strings out of 5 simply because I'm really tired of watching like the goth character having to loosen up and learn to care about people. Kind of pisses me off. Let them be themselves. Like, leave them alone. Like,
let them do their shit.
Yeah.
Without spoiling, though, she does soften a little bit in the show.
That's the part that pisses me off. That's why it doesn't get a full 5.
Oh, I see. That's what it is. Okay.
It shouldn't, like... I think it really takes away from, like... It's still a form of, like, making people conform to, like, a...
social norm?
Yeah. And that part kind of, like, annoys the shit out of me. Yeah, like, I do like that how it, like... It's not trying to make things conventional. I do like at the end where they didn't make it full, like, oh, she has to be a hugger or something like that. That's cool. But it also is like, that's still a little bit of a jab that pisses me off. Because if you think about like any other kind of media, you have like the main cast and like the rocker who's like the different one who has to come in and be like, I'm here to be the anti-hero now. It's like, no, let's just like keep hardcore metal. Like, what are we doing with this?
Yeah.
Like, that part kind of pisses me off. So I think it did a great job of addressing a lot of political aspects that I caught that were like, whoa, wait a minute, this is a statement that the show is making that
definitely
pretty upfront about it, and I actually appreciated that. I liked that they took a take on I love the lore and the powers and how different those were. The CGI part of it,
dude.
One of the characters just it kind of like made me go, "Come on, man! Like this is so goofy looking. Like this.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, this thing would tear me apart in real life because I'm not a superhuman. But looking at it, I would start laughing.
Are we talking about the main bad?
Yeah,
dude. It upset me. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I know Netflix is just like shoveling money into a furnace to like keep their service alive, but like. And I'm sure the CG people are like busting their ass to make it look as good as possible, but it looks so bad.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they were given a day to make that happen because it looks terrible.
Yeah, and I think like the part that I think I'm the part like for all I liked about it, the part that always kind of makes me cringe is where it's like the different gothic independent person. It seemed like this. Whoa, you're such a mad like whoa, like calm the fuck down. That part actually annoys the hell out of me. That said. The rest of it was a fun ride. Every episode, I think we binged it all in one night, honestly, because I just wanted to see what happened. Because it was a fun ride, and so I loved Gomez. Any time he shows up as an actor,
oh, he's so great.
Luis Guzman and Catherine Zeta-Jones as Gomez and Morticia. Like the casting is, I think, one of the things that I loved the most about this series, and just everybody. Like Pugsley was, he was a little flat, but. He was a minor character, so it doesn't really matter.
He also wasn't given much, to be honest.
That's fair.
He's like in 2 or 3 scenes, I think, in the whole show.
Shoved in a locker, and
then
it's gonna be okay, and then
the therapy. Yeah,
I do feel like I've got more insight into his character in this version than I ever have from like a real perspective, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I don't really know much. I'm coming into this from not having an Adams Family background. I don't know. I know the characters, don't know much about any of the lore, right? So for me, it was like a cool learning experience, I think. We talked about it last time too, that blanking on his name.
Fred Armisen?
Yeah, Fred Armisen
as Fester
is the perfect fit.
Fucking perfection.
He has that level of menace and lighthearted way to speaking that you're almost like, this dude is actually going to be a problem.
It was I coming from the Christopher Lloyd Uncle Fester that we had in Addams Family and Addams Family Values was like. That's kind of what I had expected coming in, and I'm glad that it wasn't just a carbon copy of that. It was Fred's own unique take on shit, and anytime he's on SNL, I laugh my ass off.
Oh, yeah.
I laugh my ass off every single time.
Fred's a student of the arts. Like, he's a student. He has passion of what he's trying to do.
He understood the assignment.
Absolutely.
Big time.
I actually posted something on Instagram of him talking about how his drumming style changed through the decades of him being a drummer.
Yes,
I posted that yesterday. It was just like watched it 3 or 4 times. It's like watching him just roll through it with the roots is just hilarious.
Have you seen his? He did it. I think it's for Netflix. He did like a stand-up special where he's like playing the drums during it. It's really cool.
Oh, I didn't know. Check it out.
Oh, no, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, highly recommend. It's super good. But yeah, he's like probably one of the best parts of the whole show.
Yeah.
I think he's right up there with Jenna Ortega. Oh my gosh, she's phenomenal as Wednesday.
I like that for all the things that annoyed me, I like that it really went against my expectations though.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. I didn't expect to like kind of go like what's going to happen next. The way they set up the big bad being someone completely different than I thought. Because like after we're getting to spoiler. Okay, spoiler time.
Yeah, spoiler time.
The scene with the dad and like his son, the whole like stereotypical I'm the sheriff of this town, very Twilight, right?
Yeah.
You know, like I'm the sheriff of this town, you need to do things my way. Okay, we get it. You're a caring father, you can't show love. I'm never going to show that. But it made me laugh because I was like, there's something up with that kid.
Yeah.
But they hid it so well throughout that I couldn't actually.
They kept you guessing the entire time.
Until the jail scene where they went to the courthouse and arrested the other guy. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, this gets too easy.
Yeah.
But even him turning bad was almost kind of like hokey. Because it was like, oh, yeah, then I hurt people, and then I liked it. And it's like, oh, so you're the frat boy who like listened to like Slayer once, and all of a sudden you wear a t-shirt and spike your hair. You're still getting crowd killed, my dude. Like, just shut up.
Yeah.
And I guess it kind of plays into what you said about the CG. It's like once he like revealed, and it's like, okay, you're not menacing.
No.
And like even the whole like sad boy thing, like, oh, I feel regret, and like I was suspicious of him from day one, like. Come on, man. Something's up with you.
Well, see, so we can. I think we should like start back at the beginning because like the first scene is like a scene where he comes and kills somebody. Like that guy goes out into the woods or whatever. Isn't that the first scene?
Yeah.
I think it's the first. Yeah. And you don't see him. It's a first-person view of him running up and like killing the guy. That would have been. They should have just done that throughout the entire show, rather than show him fully formed. I would rather just like have in my head, and like they have the drawing or whatever of what he looks like. I would just rather that.
Yeah.
Because what we got was horrible.
The artwork in this was phenomenal.
Yeah, so good. So,
on that vein, they kept it in the first-person view the whole time. So in Horizon Forbidden West, again, we're going to bring up Lance.
Oh yeah.
There's this character that they've talked about, and like they realized that this guy's managed to keep himself alive for hundreds of years, and they never show him because the director like even talked about this. They're like, we didn't want to show him because we knew whatever you had in your imagination was going to make him 8,000 times more terrifying, fucked up looking than anything we could design digitally. So we're like, we'll just leave him behind the door.
Yeah,
and we don't need to look at him.
Yeah.
That whole lead up on that mission was absolutely beautifully done. Especially when you like realize he's still alive and like you hear him, and it's like, whoa. And Eloy's like, he's not the person you guys think he is. You know.
Yeah.
This is the second one, right?
This is the second one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't played it, so I
honestly recommend it. It's
really I love the first one,
and I'm curious to see honestly the direction for 3. That's not a spoiler, by the way. They could have made a 3 regardless, but yes. 2 worked out. 2 was beautifully done. Like I was stoked about it after the first one, and Lance Reddick as like the anti-hero villain kind of smart-ass tactician just played that so well.
It's so funny to me. They went from Killzone, which was just kind of like I'm sure there's a lot of Killzone fans. I don't really like it. Yeah. So they went from like this first-person shooter that's fine to like an incredible third person like Skyrim level exploratory adventure like unbelievable.
The concept is just brilliant, honestly. I remember watching someone shout out to the Rad Brad. I've been watching you for like 10 years, bro. Thank you for your service in video game community and sticking to YouTube. Mad appreciate. I remember watching him play through it and just watching the story unfold and just kind of going, it's this whole brand new thing. There's nothing like this before. And just the character design, the mix of like organic and machine material and how that whole thing, my engineering mind just explode, honestly.
Yeah. The character design is incredible. Yeah. I mean, they look so fucking real.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, we should get back to
just
Wednesday.
Welcome to the Horizon Zero Dawn episode.
Yeah, so all of that to say, I would much rather they just never showed the monster for that exact reason. Because anything you can conjure in your head is way scarier than whatever the fuck that was. Dude, I'm so mad about it.
I do like the werewolf transformation, though. I think they did that really well.
Yeah.
I'm more stoked to. This is gonna sound so weird on camera. I don't care. I'm stoked to see what the family looks like transformed, her dad especially, because you know how he was super quiet the whole time. You know when he wolfs out, that dude's got to be a monster.
Yeah.
It's always the quiet ones. He's just the quiet, stout Ron Swanson dad, but if he pisses his family off, I'm sure he's going to come in clubbing. I was like, dude, he's going to transform, save his daughter, and beat ass. But he didn't. He didn't have to.
Yeah.
But man, that was crazy. That is nuts.
Yeah.
Did y'all feel like it was basically just goth Harry Potter?
No.
No?
I think when they were introducing the cliques, it smacked a little bit of Harry Potter and kind of the houses.
Yeah.
And here's this house, and then these are these houses, and these are the houses.
Well, and then
these are the evil ones.
All right, Slytherin. Okay, Slytherin.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, and then the episode where they're doing the boat race also felt very Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire.
Yes.
Yeah. The underwater thing, I was like, dude, this feels very Harry Potter. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I love the Harry Potter movies, but yeah.
What would you love the Harry Potter movies if Tim Burton redid them?
That'd be horrible. It'd be the worst thing you could do.
Man, that would be Calvin's Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
His fucking eyes just fucking propped open. He's just
I would rather be dead than have to watch a Tim Burton fucking Harry Potter.
Every time I think about Tim Burton, I just think about his apology video about Batman Forever.
That was almost a spit take.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I can't. It's too good a whiskey. I can't.
That's all I think about every single time.
Yeah, that is. That's fair.
So, all right, I'm going to call something out that I did, again, doing my homework. So this is something that Tim Burton did that was excellent for this series, and especially the Jenna Ortega Wednesday character. So she had done a take where she did not blink.
Dude, I've read about this. This is great.
So he was like, hey, I know this is going to be really difficult, but can you just not blink during any of your takes? And I was like, what the fuck? And we did the rewatch, a subsequent rewatch, and there are so many full scenes where she is just dead ass fucking not blinking. I'm like, whoa! And it makes it so much more unnerving because her character's already unnerving, as a baseline. But that unblinking, just fucking automaton, just dead ass delivery of the lines and interaction. Whoa, that's so good. And it cemented that character. It's just there's something off-putting, but you don't immediately know what it is.
And I think my favorite part that she did with that was that there were scenes where she did blink, but she only blinked when she was scared or if she was surprised by something happening. So you see that that shield that she puts up completely break because she starts blinking. It's so great. She is phenomenal actress. Really, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I did love watching TikTok blow up when people realized that the teacher was the other Wednesday.
People didn't know that? They're children. They're children.
You know how it is when people on the internet find something that they didn't know was already a thing, and they go and post it they're the first, and then everyone freaks out over it. Because I remember seeing that, I was like, okay, someone showed me the comparison. I was like, yes,
yeah,
and what? Christina Ricci is awesome, so why not have her in this in this version?
Well, and it's funny, I did the IMDb thing too, where I went through the trivia. She was not the original actress playing that character.
Oh, really?
So the actress that had played that character had to bail out, I think, 2 or 3 episodes into, maybe 2 episodes into shooting. And it was for personal reasons or something. So their original plan was just to completely scrap the character. The character just wasn't going to be in the show, and then they got Christina Ricci to do it.
Oh my god!
And she's so fucking good.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that worked out.
being a kid of the 80s and anything Christina Ricci, I had the biggest crush on Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
Like especially her like in like Addams Family Values, just
we gotta do a zoom in of him saying the
space in the background.
He was floating through space.
Yeah, I just think of the Tim and Eric every time. Yeah.
So we talked a lot about casting. I think we can all kind of agree that like this is really well cast.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it definitely tied in. Like we've said this before in previous podcasts. I'm never going to go after the actual actors for their performance because you're here to get money, do a bag, whatever. You got in, you're getting exposure. I'm stoked for you to do that. But this was so well cast that I feel like there were no loose ends.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the only weak link, and he's not that weak, is the I forget the kid's name. That's the bad guy.
Oh, coffee shop kid.
Yeah. I think he's probably
that's how unmemorable he was. Like you don't remember his name.
Well, because like even for what he was doing and going to therapy, they really didn't focus on him.
Yeah.
They were focusing on like everything. Her figuring out the stuff. Like I think the subplot was actually more interesting to me than the main like ghoul thing.
Mm-hmm.
Her figuring out what the past with her parents and like connecting to her mom. That was a cool storyline. Like I feel like that kind of got brushed under the carpet, but I feel like that was like I love a good mystery thing. So like when she has to find the puzzles and when she walks into the secret society, they're like, "What the hell are you doing here?" She's like, "Oh, it's just you guys."
Yeah.
All right,
I snapped twice.
Okay.
It's like, wait, there's a password, and they're just like, "Oh God, this fucking idiot."
Yeah, I think he didn't bother me, the coffee shop kid, until it was revealed that he was the bad guy, and I think probably the worst performance of it is when he's at the police office and he like walks up to her and like basically reveals it to her. I'm like, I don't really buy it, man. Like,
yeah, that's the part that made me go, oh.
He doesn't really scare me, I guess.
No. And like honestly, even we're going to talk about it a lot. His Hyde version is not terrifying. Like, if I got my guts ripped apart, I'd be like, oh my God, no, that part sucks, but I'm laughing at you the whole time because it's ridiculous.
He looks like fucking Dobby with the like beady eyes. Like he's just like he's jacked Dobby with the beady fucking eyes. It looks so bad.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that was the phrase I didn't think I was going to hear, jacked Dobby, but that's good.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too, like. I do like the way they had their take on lore though, because you don't hear about, like, you hear everyone knows Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, but not a series of creatures that is a Hyde.
Yeah.
That part was cool. Like,
Yeah,
I love
agreed.
lore and stuff like that. That part was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I loved hearing about all the kids' different like abilities and stuff like that. I thought that was super cool. Like the kid, he's who people originally suspect is the Hyde, the one that turns people into stone.
Oh, the Gorgon.
The Gorgon.
No.
Yeah.
Well, is it him or is it the guy who draws that they thought was?
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
His power was pretty cool. I mean, he reminds me, for Naruto fans, he's just a dude with the tongue on his hands. And I know people are going to freak out. I'm like, oh, you don't know the Naruto guy? You know, I was like, yeah, you know what? He's the guy who dies first. He's the weakest Akatsuki. So what are you going to say about it?
Yeah.
You know, it's Itachi or nothing. See ya. No, sorry.
And done.
Madara or nothing. It's either the Ghost of the Uchiha or it's no one.
I feel like a bad anime fan. If only watched like 3 or 4 episodes of Naruto.
No, you're a great anime fan. There's no reason to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't watched any. Awesome.
Yeah, watch the full. If you want to watch Naruto, there's only one thing I go back and watch. It's the fight scene of Madara coming back and beating the shit out of the entire army of people going to stop him. You want to talk about a bad guy? That dude's an absolute villain. Like, he shows up and it's like, I'm the one dude, and he had the whole united front, power of friendship, people showing up like, oh yeah, you know, we're going to stop you because our friends. He's like, oh, cool. Starts snapping necks. And like 100 dudes. 10 minutes of him it's just sound effects of him punching people.
Just beating
for
for
10 minutes straight. They cut the music, it's just him kicking everyone's ass.
That's so great.
Best scene of anime.
I love that. That's great.
So yeah. We're getting back to it. We're back here. So we're going to kind of focus, we're shifting towards performances and kind of like, Calvin, from a film breakdown perspective, you said that it was too clean. Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, I mean, this is like a Tim Burton thing. It must be the people he hires, in the way he shoots, probably in the way his team color corrects. So for me, I mean, like, I should say, I do like some of his movies, and I think I said it in the Instagram video, like, Pee-wee's Big Adventure is one of my favorite movies, comedies of all time.
And what was the second one you said?
I liked Edward Scissorhands,
That one.
but it's mostly because of, and it's similar to, like, Jenna Ortega's so great in this, is that Johnny Depp's performance in Edward Scissorhands is so fucking good.
Gotcha.
And it's such a weird idea, I guess, that I really enjoyed it.
So it's like you really enjoy his ability to pull out, like, single focal point actors and actresses, like, main.
Yeah, like you had mentioned, like, he just does this, and like you had mentioned, he does such a good job in getting the actors to, like, get to that point in their performance.
To really be the character.
Yeah, like, he does such a good job of that. I don't mean to shit on him. I just don't like the aesthetic and the look of his movies. Like,
Gotcha.
when I watch something kind of scary, my preference is, like, a more gritty, dark, and his is very clean. It almost feels like P.T. Anderson, where, like, everything's, like, shot so perfectly, and that's not what I'm looking for in this.
It's like Five Finger Death Punch.
Dude, as somebody that saw Five Finger Death Punch recently,
It's studio metal.
yeah,
It's very crisp and clean, but it's not what I like because I didn't grow up with. I like gritty,
Yeah.
rough edge cut.
yeah,
So I still listen to grassroots hardcore because that's what I prefer.
yeah.
Give me breaking voices and like feedback guitars.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, it's just, I think it's more of a me thing. I think he's objectively, there's a reason he continues to make stuff.
And I will make fun of Batman forever.
Yeah.
But it's mostly because of Seal and Bad Nips.
I think my bigger issue is more with everyone that thinks that he did Nightmare Before Christmas, that he's the director. He's not the fucking director of Nightmare Before Christmas. And it drives me insane. I know, because he's such a good fucking director.
Yeah.
And somehow Tim Burton gets credit for that fucking movie. He's on it. He's a producer. He did not fucking direct that movie.
Nope.
How did his name, because I associate that with him also.
I think it's our generation really latched onto that movie, and Tim Burton was like the front facing for that, for like promotional stuff.
No name.
Yeah, attached to it.
okay.
So everyone just assumes he's the director of it, and he's fucking
He's
not.
the producer.
I've
He's the
never seen
producer,
it.
yeah.
You've never seen The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Bro.
Holy shit.
Here's what I know about it. I know a lot about it because, frankly, Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, yeah.
And because of my time not liking Blink-182.
Wow.
That's fair.
A really
that-
inappropriate meme that I'll share with you guys later.
Can we put it up on the screen? Is it so bad?
Inappropriate?
No.
Oh, okay. Really bad.
Well, I mean,
No.
we could.
No.
All right, so we're going to start an OnlyFans, and it's just going to be... It's just memes that Kiefer thinks we can't share with the general public.
Okay, so the problem with that, honestly, is that we have to make it free. Because if we pay for memes that we didn't make, we're going to get screwed.
I don't know.
No pun intended on OnlyFans, I guess. But
Elon Musk seems to get away with it, so it's fine.
Right.
listen,
Yeah.
when you're the modern era real life Joker, you can kind of get away with anything. There's no Batman to stop you yet.
He's definitely Joker brain, for sure.
He's
Yeah.
Joker. Bezos is Luthor.
Oh, yeah.
Lex Luthor, yeah, for
Elon's-
sure. Yeah.
I forgot who else would fall into that. but
It's
yeah.
especially because he's so jacked now. Like, he's clearly taking some shit. Like, he's doing steroids for sure.
He gets it prime.
Next day steroids, like, yeah,
Next day, muscle implants.
yeah. Or is it Prime now? I think it's only available like in LA, where you get it within an hour.
Jeff Bezos, if you ever heard this for some reason, you're like, oh yeah, I want to prove how strong I am. I will come lift with you, straight up. I will lift with Jeff. You know how awesome that would be, lifting with like all the crap we talk about Amazon, right? You get to say you went bench pressing with Jeff Bezos.
Dude,
It'd be a weird day.
I'd do it.
yeah.
I'd do it for sure.
Absolutely.
Have you seen?
I would get Amazon Prime tattooed on my arm if I got bench pressing with Jeff
Prime now,
Bezos.
bitch.
Yeah. Have you seen? And this guy's canceled now, so it's fine if you haven't. This Place Rules.
No.
So there's a guy called, he had a YouTube channel called All Gas No Brakes, and then it transitioned to Channel 5. He basically interviews like weird fringe cultures. So like he went up to northern Michigan during like the height of COVID, where like all the schools up there, they were still partying, like pretending it wasn't real.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, his videos are fucking awesome. He sucks, but his videos are great. So he did this documentary for HBO and Absolutely, Tim and Eric's production company, about the lead up to January 6th.
Oh, okay.
And in one of the scenes, he works out with Alex Jones, and he's got this gym in his studio. So the two of them are just like bench pressing, and the guy's just pouring whiskey into Alex Jones' mouth while he's bench pressing. It's so great. That just made me think of it, so I had to mention it.
It's absolutely as absurd as it sounds.
Yeah.
If we ever get to the point where we have our own studio space, damn well better believe I'm going to be bench pressing in here. That's my number one. That's my number one take for anybody who's worried about public speaking. Go do 5 push-ups before you hit the stage. Want to know why? Because you can guarantee within that last 30 seconds, you're the only one who did 5 push-ups before that. You are 5 push-ups stronger than everyone you're presenting to.
There's actually a psychology to this. So my wife's a psychologist, and public speaking was like one of my biggest fears. And I had to take a public speaking class for my degree. I think everyone probably does.
I think we all do, yeah.
And so I remember and I did like this fucking cringy ass, and it was on purpose, cringy ass presentation about like anime, like really hard. It was like, yeah. I just wanted to make everyone as uncomfortable as possible because I knew I was going to be so uncomfortable.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, it worked. I did the what's the swim club?
No.
Yeah. That was like, it was like a 10-minute speech, and that was probably
You did not.
It was like 30% Huron swim club or whatever. It's like this high school boys swim club, and it's so horny. And I've literally never watched it, but I talked about it.
Anime Magic Mike. Straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But I think are they high schoolers?
Yeah. Well, they just want to go to college after. So like,
yeah.
It's we're not going to review it.
No.
Just it's hilarious.
Anyways, I was super nervous, and my wife's like, you got to do what's called power poses. So it's this thing where you want to get as big as possible.
Oh, no.
You take up as much space as possible, and it makes you feel confident. So it's similar to you're doing like push-ups. It makes you feel big, and it gives you all this confidence you need to go give your speech.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're actually going to make a weird transition to make that go back to our original topic.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
How do you think... I think what they really portrayed well is, I forget her name, and I apologize, I wouldn't reference every one of the characters, the werewolf girl standing up to Wednesday about how she felt like she was put in danger and wasn't supported and like they able to laugh off danger. Because Wednesday comes from a world, and I related to this, where there's a lot of background danger, and most people aren't used to that.
Yeah. Right.
You can't be a dick and just tell someone, by the way, we might get killed and laugh it off. Like, that's not cool. So I like how like she made this, she put her foot down and said, no. I'm out. You got it. You can't do this. This is not cool. I've had your back up until now. Yep. We almost died, and you don't even care. So I like that. So power poses. Back into topic.
Well done.
Back around.
Well done. What are your thoughts on that?
Thoughts on power poses?
No.
You just stand up and just give us the good old like.
Yeah. I think her name's Enid. Is that
Enid?
Yes.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on that scene? Like.
I liked people standing up for themselves. I think they normalized a lot of good things in like the overall arc of the show. They normalized standing up for yourself, like being you, and look, therapy, like as random as that was, but like that kind of overtone of like, yep, we go to therapy, cool. Yeah. We're going to talk this through, and it's going to make things better, and like the normalization of taking care of yourself and taking care of your peers. I love that shit.
To the therapy angle too, they also dispelled the whole like I've seen like in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they reference like, oh, therapists are all bad and skeevy people. Yep. This therapist did care, even though it looked like, oh, she's up to something. She wasn't. She was there.
She was just
ready to help
care.
people.
Yeah.
And I liked how they made that. So I was worried that she was the person controlling the hive at the first.
Yeah, they make you think it, for sure.
Oh, crap, it's going to be her. That's not going to be good. And it wasn't. Yeah. And I was like, that was just really well done. Like, can we talk about one thing too? As far as bad CGI goes and effects, they did Thing very, very well.
Oh, it was great. Well, and you know why? Because that actually technically wasn't part of it is CG, but again, I did the IMDb trivia shit.
Yes.
They hired a magician, and they filmed his hands doing all those motions, and then just put him into the scenes afterwards. But yeah, he's incredible.
No, he was in the scenes.
Oh, and then they just cut him out.
He had a morph suit on, and they just cut his whole fucking body out. So he would be there, like...
That's so sick.
like doing his
That's
shit.
so good. Well, and that's what they did with the Addams Family Values movie back in the 90s, was they had a magician, doing that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize he was like actually there. That makes it even better though, because like she can really react to it. Because that's the worst part about CGI to me is like you see the, going back to Harry Potter.
Look at the tennis ball.
Yeah, exactly. Like you see Harry Potter doing this to a tennis ball and you're like, okay, that's got to be hard as an actor.
Yeah.
God, Thing was great.
Star Wars
Jenna,
episode
like
3
actually, Jenna Ortega actually talked about one of the scenes like where they're doing like the surgery on Thing to make sure that he's going to be okay, and like he like touched her face like as part of that scene, and she got like choked up. It's like it was just like she was so invested in how like the interactions with that character was like that's fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's so great.
Oh man, I'm bumping it back up. I think I'm gonna say a 4.75 strings at a.
Ooh, because the Thing did it.
The Thing did it. Because like I said, the parts that know me were really minor to the whole story, and I like how the whole story shaped up. I think the biggest big bad reveal not being the Hyde and being, Wednesday on Wednesday, that was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, that was so great.
And talk about the undertones of dealing with racism through the ages in this show, and like the Pilgrim coming back. That dude, did you almost get like super strong Beetlejuice vibes from him when he showed up?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So maybe I'll pose a question.
Yeah.
What do you guys want from season 2?
Dude, I was going to ask this. This is great. This is great. Wonderful.
Right, let's go around and do it. Let's start with you since you asked it.
I want the family. Like, I want to see the family dynamic. Like, I want to see, like, show me an off the fucking rails dinner party at the Addams family house. Show me something just like something that's completely normal for them, and they have like Enid come over or the little beekeeper kid. Like, show them interacting with the family.
Love the beekeeper kid.
Love the little beekeeper kid.
He's so good.
He's super. Like, we should get back into that after we do the season 2. But he's definitely like a not just a breakout star, but his role was actually super important. Like,
Yeah, there was a lot of like pivotal things that occurred like around that character.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I want. I want more family exposition. I think like the stuff that we got out of young Gomez and young Morticia into kind of how that's shaped who they are now and like the overall story, great. And Luis Guzman is so amazingly, wonderfully greasy and smarmy and just Tish. Like, it's perfect as Gomez. And I'm just like, Luis Guzman is Gomez? What? And then you see it, it's like, oh yeah, never mind, that's perfect.
Not gonna lie, he's the reason during the preview I saw from Netflix, he's the reason I wanted to watch the show. This scene he was like, ooh, just that way he delivered that. I was like, I want to know what's going on. Like, he was the reason I went to watch the show, honestly.
Yeah. All right, Zach, what do you want?
For me, number 2, honestly, I'm curious about a lot of the loose ends. I want to know what happens with, like, we get the little teaser at the end, like, oh, this could lead to a season 2 type of thing. I'm really curious to see who becomes the headmaster, what that dynamic will be like, how the town reacts to, the sheriff's son being the big bad. He knew the whole time because his wife came from the school, which is, again, very typical for, like, oh, hey, a mixed race couple, just trying to hide the truth or whatever. Anyway, I guess typing with mixed type versus mixed race in this one, but I'm curious to see the ramifications of what happens. There's a lot of political intrigue with like the mayor of the town, the school, his connections with it. How much does he know? I still think he is one of the what do they call them in the show? Like, they came from the school, like the metamorphs or the different kinds of people. Like, what are they?
Well, the normies are the ones that don't go to the school, right?
Right. I feel like he has some sort of like power that, like, I could easily see him, because this kid like runs amok through the city and ends up working at the school for a little while because he was supposed to pay back his damage he did. But I wouldn't be surprised if like the mayor has some sort of ability. He's just kept quiet the whole time. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's how it would lead.
It'd be a cool way to work.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And I think there was enough, like you said, there was enough. I don't say lack of exposition, but I think there's enough gray area there where they could be like, yeah, we totally push this.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see, honestly, like, what happens next, more so than like wanting certain things to happen.
Yeah.
Because there's so much that can happen. So like, you end like, it's honestly the same thing with season 1 and like, next shows, like, you could pick up and keep kicking ass, or you could tank it. So I'm curious to see.
Yeah, I think they have no chance to fuck this up, because it's apparently one of their most popular shows that they've ever released as far as like viewer numbers.
Oh yeah, I mean, what's behind it, honestly? Like, what do you know what number 2 is?
I don't. No, I can pull that up. But so for season 2, I'm similar to you because what I love, and I think I mentioned this at the beginning, what I love about the Addams Family is their dynamic, and I think to get back to some of the issues that I had with the show, I think the best part about the Addams Family overall is that they're this non-traditional family. They're very weird. But they are like what a normal family should look like. Yep. Their relationships with each other are so like beautiful and perfect, but they're seen as the weird people in society. And I think this show had, at least in the first few episodes, like where you really get some time with the family, it's like their dynamic is not great. Like Wednesday does not like her parents, it really seems like. And she's very protective of Pugsley, but they don't seem like super close to me. So that's one of the issues that I had with the show. So what I would like for season 2, similar to you, it seems like they're going into like summer, so they left, right? Mm-hmm. I would love a summer vacation at like a beach.
Yes.
Have Enid come with them, like you said, and then continue the mystery of like who's this person that's like stalking her, that's like texting her or whatever at the end. I would love to see that. They have to keep the mystery thing going, because that is working so well.
It did work.
Yeah, it has to continue being a mystery show. So I want that in the background of this like fun summer vacation. Maybe she's like sneaking off and like trying to figure out clues while she's also trying to like spend time with the family. I think that would be cool.
What I don't want to see happen is her relationship and lessons she learned degrade and then have to get rehashed again. I really don't like seeing that, because okay, we get it. How many times do we have to keep learning? I've actually stopped watching shows like we keep having to learn the same lesson over and over again. I don't want it to do that. Like, build on it. Show some character development, that kind of thing.
Yeah, show that they are growing and not just reverting to the old like dipshit them before.
Right. I don't want to see the hide back. I don't care about that character. Don't bring him back.
Yeah.
I don't care about I don't care about the sheriff. I don't care about any of that scene in the town or whatever. Like, there's no reason to follow up on that at all.
I think it's run its course.
Tie him up. Yeah. Whatever they do with people. Actually, what they might do is investigate what happens when they capture someone who's committed a crime and they're of that, like, I don't say not normies. What do they call them? What were they called in the show?
No, they're not the traditional people are normies. The non-normies. Let me look it up.
Because as you've seen, like as it kind of hinted on, there's a political history of like what happens to those people. They don't all just go to that one school. So like, what happens to him now that he's been like captured?
Yeah.
Maybe they dig into that a little.
Outcasts. Outcasts and normies, yeah.
High school escal that one.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So I would love to see the broader world, I think, like you both are mentioning, but like a broader spectrum of like what happens outside that like biome, right?
Yeah. I think they are going to bring the hide back, though, because you look at the way it ends, he like breaks out of that vehicle for sure.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he's not
getting out. At least we know he
it.
can take shotgun hits, because that really would put him down last time. Like, I'll call the wolf girl and be like, yo, Enid, get that dude.
Get him.
Call your dad. Like, I want to see the dad be like, oh, you beat up my daughter. I don't like watching violence against, like, women and children. We all know that. But if he comes back and tries to threaten Enid, I want to see the dad show up and just beat the hell out of this kid.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would love that. So Netflix's most popular shows. Number 1, Squid Game.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes.
That was good. I actually hate the ending, so.
Well, we didn't. Should we do a Squid Game?
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I'll watch that again. That was, yeah.
So Stranger Things season 4 is number 2. I know that Wednesday outdid this, so this is old information. So Wednesday is number 2. Then Stranger
seasons, huh?
Well, I think just at least for this. I know
like viewership numbers. Right?
Yeah, this is billions of hours streamed.
Yeah.
So so it's not even necessarily people that even finished it. If they watched at least a minute, I think of the show. Stranger Things season 4 was number 3, I think, and then. Dahmer, which I never watched.
No. I need to watch things about horrific things that happen in real life.
Something I've never even heard of, Money Heist Part 5.
Fuck is that?
I have no idea. It's number 5. Bridgerton season 2, which makes sense. I watched the shit out of that.
Is it good?
No, the guys are just really hot, so I just watch it for the women are so mid and the guys are so incredibly hot.
I disagree with that entirely, because that's not why I would have watched it. I think I get really, because I didn't want to watch it, and I did, but I feel like for me it was one of those things where it's like, the answer is so simple, but like society, again, hi, anti-society, metalhead, whatever. But like society's like, oh, we can't do this because of what people think.
Yeah, it's a Shonda Rhimes. So if you've seen like How to Get Away with Murder, same idea. And then Money Heist again. What the fuck?
We should, what we should do? Have an episode where we go down the top, whatever Netflix things, and try to figure out what they are.
That would be great.
Like we can have one episode where we like speculate on what they are, and then the next episode we like we were wrong or we were right based on what we thought.
And then Lucifer.
I didn't watch that one either, actually.
No, my wife's really into it, but
wasn't that
it's
on
not my
Fox at first for a long time?
Netflix? I think Netflix kind of revived it. Yeah,
I feel like they've been doing that quite a bit recently.
Yeah, I will. Okay, so to get us back to Wednesday, so I had
Saturday.
Yeah, it is Saturday, my dudes.
Sorry.
So I had seen like the TikTok that blew up where she's doing the crazy dance.
Yeah. Shout out to the one FS because your mix of that is fantastic, and I will be posting it religiously up to the episode release of this.
Hell yeah. So the TikTok version is a completely different song than what she actually dances to in the show.
Earlier this week,
and I did not know it until I went and watched it for this. I was like, it's a great song. It's the Cramps in the Netflix show. It's some like weird remix of I think Lady Gaga. But I did some trivia on this, and so she had COVID for the first time on the day she did this dance.
No kidding.
Yeah, so she came in, she was like it was day one of COVID, like the worst of it.
Fuck.
And she powered through to do this dance for the show, and her performance is fucking awesome. And bravo, Jenna Ortega. Jesus Christ, like absolutely crushed it while she has COVID.
Yeah. What a machine, dude.
Yeah, absolute. She is like, I do think she's going to be like one of the best actresses of her generation.
Have we all had COVID in this room?
Yeah.
Okay, so we know from experience.
That day one is fucking brutal.
You know where I was day one? Driving back from Texas.
Ugh.
And I didn't even know I had it. I thought I had allergies because of all the cottonwood that was in Oklahoma.
Yep.
And I thought maybe the filter at the AC I stayed in for the hotel on the way back, maybe the filters got me sick overnight.
Yeah.
But dude, I got back to Michigan and I was like, something's wrong. I took a test. I was like, oh no, that's what it is.
Crawl in bed and not move for 2 days.
Pretty much.
Yeah. COVID sucks.
That was crazy. I did not know that. That makes that even more impressive, honestly.
Yeah. Like you said, the performance as is was stellar.
Oh, it's so great.
Incredible.
She owns that scene.
She had COVID during that. What?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I also like the callbacks to other movies they use. Like obviously you have the snap in this one, but like that whole high school thing, that was Carrie. 10 out of 10. Like
absolutely.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was great.
Absolute bloodbath.
Yeah. One of the other things I like that the show does, and I normally hate it based on like Bridgerton does this, is taking contemporary songs and making them fit the time period.
Yeah.
I love the way they did that in Wednesday. Like they have Metallica, Nothing Else Matters at some point.
Yeah.
And that was magnificent.
It was great.
Talk about that.
It was great. I hate it in Bridgerton, but goddamn, they do such a good job in Wednesday. It completely fits the vibe.
I didn't hate the music in Bridgerton. I think for all I laugh about historical pieces, it caught my. It was entertaining enough.
Yeah.
I spent most of my time laughing at the screen, but other than that, it was pretty good. As a Luthor. How did you feel about the use of the cello in this, and like how that scene on the balcony?
Anytime that she was playing the cello in this, it was perfect. Like I love the sound of a cello too, the range, everything you can do with that as an instrument. It's kind of like the Yo-Yo Ma cameo in Glass Center. It was like fucking Yo-Yo Ma. But yeah, anytime a cello is involved, it was perfect. But yeah, like that cover, like that version of Nothing Else Matters. Holy dog shit, that was fucking great. And you talk about making things contemporary for the show that they're in. Another show that has done this, I think, better than any other show, and this is Ramin Djawadi doing his shit. Westworld.
Dude, Westworld is so fucking good.
Like that version of Painted Black. Actually, they did Painted Black, I think, in Wednesday as well.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
And anything that was on those Westworld scores is just magnificent.
One of the greatest composers working right now. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
HBO, you hold on to that man for dear life.
Between Ramin Djawadi and Bear McCreary. Bear
dude.
McCreary is also turning out some shit.
Yeah, he did God of War Ragnarok, didn't he?
Yep, I think he did the original God of War as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, all his stuff. I think he just did House of the Dragon as well,
Oh, nice.
which was I think a little bit understated compared to like the God of War stuff
Yeah.
and some of the other like more recent works that he's done. But yeah, contemporary or making modern stuff contemporary, like in the piece. Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
I honestly, I grew up playing bass in the orchestra. If I had gone back, I probably would have done cello. Just from the versatility, being able to own one in your house size-wise, because upright bass is a nightmare to try to store anywhere where you don't have like temperature control.
Yeah.
Dude.
But also just a good cello coming in and just ripping it up. Like you're always gonna get me with that one. That's fantastic.
So to continue to praise Jenna Ortega, for this show, she learned how to play the cello.
Get the fuck out of here.
What?
She learned how to fence.
That's right. The fencing scenes.
And what was the other thing that she does? Oh, she learned archery for the show too.
That is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. She's
dedication to craft.
Yeah.
She's gonna become the new Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah, or just everyone loves her. She's just like so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If she's not in John Wick 5, they're messing up.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we've got like 10 minutes left. Do we want to talk about like what we're watching right now?
Yeah.
Or consuming? Does anyone have any other notes that they want to make about Wednesday?
Honestly, it was a fun ride. I'm looking forward to the next one. Yeah. You could do a final thoughts thing. So that's my final thought, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, same. Like, I wherever they take season 2, like, at this point, with the amount of steam that this has behind it, I don't think they could fuck this up.
Yeah.
Like, basically, regardless of where they take this, I'm in. I'm going to watch it. So,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, they've got me for season 2 for sure. Fix that family dynamic and get rid of Tim Burton. They're not going to.
That's, when you chop this up, make your hot takes, that's got to be it. I don't want to be in this one at all.
you talk about, so something I just was thinking about earlier, you were talking about the family dynamic, and there's 2 characters, well, actually, I think it was 3, that were in the original Addams Family and the old original series, but then the movies as well. Grandma and Grandpa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
Cousin It.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
we got very little Cousin It in this. No, we didn't get it at all.
We got Lurch. We got Lurch.
Yeah, Lurch. Yeah. That would be great. Yeah.
Also, Lurch was not nearly tall enough. I am taller than Lurch. That is bullshit.
IMDb trivia says he's the shortest Lurch that they've ever had.
Camera angles, my boys.
Yeah.
he is not Lurch made. Nope.
No, absolutely not. He's got to be 7 foot.
I'm trying to think too, if they did Grandma and Grandpa, maybe that's something they could lead into. Like, they uncovered this mystery and she met her ancestor, but also her mom had visions. So, like,
right.
Are those Gomez's parents though, or are those Patricia's parents?
They are Gomez's parents.
Okay, I have more questions about him honestly than any other character in the show.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just have more like questions about him as a person. Like, how did he end up at the school? What is his thing?
Yeah.
And like, I just all of that kind of like.
Because was he just an odd bird? And they're like, no, fuck it, send him to this school. No, he's just look at him. He's greasy and weird. Send him here.
Like, well, he ate a bird. Well, we all eat chicken. No, he captured a bird bear and just kind of like ate it. Like
he went full Ozzy. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say what we normally do is we recommend what we're gonna watch next.
True.
So next month, it's one of the most exciting interviews I think we've had. They've all been phenomenal, including Kiefer here. I'm not going to say who it is, but I would recommend you check our Instagram. You might get some ideas of who we're interviewing, but I'll leave it at that.
I have to find a way to make that like easier. I'll work on that.
Yeah.
Some video editing magic.
So stay tuned. Yeah, in May we've got an awesome interview coming up. So for June, I want us to watch Fast 10.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
God damn you.
Yeah. It's all about family, baby. I'm so fucking excited for this movie.
Okay. Okay, so Oh God!
We can do what we did with Sonic. We get really drunk.
We're going to. We have to.
Yes, absolutely. We're gonna go to Imagine. They're gonna have some custom.
We're gonna take a shot every single time someone shifts a damn car that doesn't need to be shifted.
Oh, that would be great. You want to kill us?
That's the opening scene.
Correct.
Yeah, we're gonna have to record this in Zach's vehicle again.
No, I'm gonna have to. No, we're gonna get. I'm gonna get it. We're
gonna Uber
in a vehicle. We're gonna go. We're gonna record at Buick Sushi.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Pump it up.
So
it's. Oh man, Fast 10.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say we're watching Fast 10. So look out for our June episode, which is coming out June 2nd. I think Fast 10 comes out the week before, so it'll be very timely. So watch Fast 10 and then come listen to our review.
We will also, like we talked about this, and this is not the movie I expected you to say because it's not on my radar at all.
The fact that it wasn't on your radar is upsetting.
Why?
It's one of the great. Come on, man.
Too Furious was my last car. Too Fast, Too Furious, and Fast 5 were my last two. I only went to see Fast 5 because of what happened.
No, that was Fast 7. That was Fast 7. Come on, man. Come on. That was Fast 7. He died.
Man, getting fact checked.
Yeah. Fast 5.
Okay.
Yeah, Fast 7 is.
Sorry, I downshifted a million times. I downshifted a 4-speed car 20 times in 4 seconds.
Yeah, no, they're terrible, but it's going to be fun.
It will. So we also are looking to see. So we've been trying to record a lot ahead of time. So we're planning on seeing Dungeons and Dragons. Also.
Definitely, we're going to review that.
Do we want to go see Mario?
I think it's going to be a beautiful disaster. Like, I have such meager expectations for it. I want to be wrong, but I am not wrong. Super pumped for it.
Listen,
at all.
I'm a fan of Parks and Rec. Chris Pratt is Chris Pratt. I just don't like that the original voice of Mario, who's still alive and can do the damn job, wasn't cast for this.
The most offensive part to me is that he claims he did a bunch of voice training for this role. He's doing his fucking voice.
He's doing Chris Pratt.
He's doing Chris Pratt.
He's the Guardian of Mushroom Kingdom.
I'm Italian, I can say that.
But yeah, that's my biggest beef with that. Because I even watched the trailer the other day. Because, Seth Rogen is not. Yeah, no.
Jack Black.
No, Seth Rogen's in it.
Yeah, Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong.
Yep.
Oh.
yeah, exactly.
It's going to be great.
So, I want to watch it for that. I heard Chris Pratt say, "Let's go," and I was like, ah.
Yeah, he did it in his Chris Pratt voice, and it's fucking awful.
Can you fucking not?
Yeah. Okay.
I'd rather see the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy as Mario characters.
That would be awesome.
As opposed, I want to see Drax as Bowser.
That would be great. Just so monotone and dead. Okay, all right. What's everyone watching? What are you watching? What are you listening to? What's your...
I'm listening to a new album by Zulu that just came out, just dropped recently, as well as a new song by a band called Initiate. Zulu and Initiate are both amazing bands. Zulu is if I'm not mistaken, all African-American hardcore band. And the message resonates because growing up with a kid who didn't have a lot of what's it called? Not visibility, because I was very visible in that group. Being grown up told how to be and what to be based on my skin tone, and hearing people who not only still deal with that but are basically saying, no, we are who we are. That's awesome. Yeah. And for people who are like, oh, fuck those kids and gatekeeping hardcore, go sit down somewhere. You weren't popular then, you're not popular now. You should be breaking down gates for people to run through them and go further than you ever got. So, stoked for Zulu. Initiate is a great band. They dropped a new album, I think a new single, actually. Both on Spotify, you can check them out. And we'll tag everyone in this that we shouted out today.
As always.
Just make a list. But those are two that I'm really kind of fixated on. Shows... Haven't had a ton of time for shows right now, honestly. I've been kind of watching through old stuff just to kind of keep me focused. So, I'm training again, so I've been watching Baki and Baki Hanma and Keegan Asheron, which basically is two of the same shows, but Netflix has them and they're fun. It's just pure fighting.
Hell yeah! Nice. Any movies you've watched recently?
No, but I want to watch Bullet Train.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like fun.
Yeah.
It is a riot.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna watch it. It looks like fun.
It is a blast. You're gonna dig the hell out of that.
Okay, sweet.
All right, Kiefer, what are you listening to?
I have recently ducked back into Vengeance by 12 Foot Ninja. That is just a banger. It's a bummer that those guys are kind of gone on hiatus. I hope that they get to get back together and keep making all the absolutely ludicrous music that they've made. And Periphery 5, Gent is not a genre. Like, that album slaps harder than Will Smith. Like, it is so... like, it just,
oh my God.
It is absolutely incredible.
That is so timely.
Just fucking perfect.
That's the 1 year anniversary of that.
Wait, it's been a year?
Yeah, the Oscars were last Sunday.
Dude, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 year post the slap heard around the world.
He's also banned from being at the Oscars.
I think the best memes of that were always like I saw the Street Fighter memes and the Dragon Ball Z memes of that were just so good.
And then watching, not a whole lot of watching. Like, my wife and I have been just binging Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh, nice. It's the last season, right?
And we've been watching both the new with Aisha Tyler and the old ones, like, kind of bouncing back and forth. And the lack of political correctness in some of those older episodes. It's like, what the fuck? You guys can't say that.
Yeah.
And I mean, college family, whatever. But it's just like, wow, that landed like a wet fart. Holy shit. But it's still just watching those guys improv everything. It's just absolutely spectacular. I'm like, I could do that. No, fuck no, I can't do that.
And Aisha Tyler's a phenomenal fill-in. She's so good.
Like,
voice of Lana from Archer.
That's right. That's right.
What?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, man. You're up.
Oh.
What are you watching? What are you consuming? What is the particular pair you're using right now for your life experience? Yes.
So I'm all out.
Pinky's out.
Cheers.
So I've been listening. Skrillex just put out 2 new albums. Quest for Fire. It's fine.
That was a glowing.
Yeah, it was a glowing review. There's 2 really good songs. Rumble, which has Fred again on it, which is it's actually all the ones that have features on it are the best ones. I like Skrillex, to be clear. Yeah. So that one's really good. And then he has a song with my favorite musician of all time, Porter Robinson. And it's so good. So I'd check out that album. I think it's those 2 tracks alone are worth just giving it a listen. I've been watching. I just finished Last of Us.
Oh God, yes.
Last week. The show is great. I think the weakest episode is actually the finale. It feels very rushed to me.
It's just like, wait, it's fucking done?
Yeah, it's already out. Yeah.
Was it rushed to like wrap things up, or rushed to like kind of prepare for season 2?
I mean, they cover the whole first game. It just feels like that last act. Without spoiling, people that have played the games will know what I'm talking about. The hospital moment.
Oh.
I mean, it's literally the shortest episode of the whole season.
By like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a 40-minute episode. So yeah, it just felt a little rushed. I mean, obviously the performance is great. Bella Ramsey, if she doesn't get an Emmy nomination for episode 8,
it's a fucking crime,
dude. The scene where with David when she finally
Jesus,
and then she walks outside and sees Joel. Like, give that girl. I'm sorry, she uses they them. Give them a fucking Emmy.
Absolutely,
fucking phenomenal. Pedro so great as Joel.
Yep.
And it was really cool to see the voice actor that plays Joel in that episode, the David episode. Yes. So great.
I love that they put the voice actors from the game in the show.
Yeah, so the girl, Ashley Johnson, I think is her name.
Yep.
She's her mom in the show.
Okay.
It's really great. Have you seen any of the show?
No. Well, I saw the part where he put the helmet on.
Watch The Mandalorian season 3 out right now on Disney Plus.
Here we go.
Yeah. So in the episodes they do these little vignettes. And she's in a little vignette. God damn it, that was great.
Thank you.
What movies have
Someone got mad at me because I was like, I was watching The Last of Us, but I was confused. Like, when does he pick up Grogu?
Yeah, where's Grogu?
Someone was like, get out.
I haven't watched. What's the most recent movie I watched? I rewatched Triangle of Sadness, which I highly recommend if y'all haven't seen that.
Does it get better? The intro is so
long,
fucking long. And
yeah,
it's dry, and it's just like.
So if you don't like that, you won't like any of this guy's movies.
Okay.
That's just like, I will say it picks up, but he does that in every one of his movies. He did The Square, which is probably has one of the most like uncomfortable scenes in a movie from like the past 10, 15 years.
That says a lot.
It's a weird, he does like these weird art house movies, but then he also did a movie called Force Majeure that they remade here with, it's the movie with Will Ferrell and what's her face from Seinfeld.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah, so I forget what they called it here in the U.S., but if they did a lot of marketing for it. It's the movie where they're like up in Colorado or whatever, and there's like that avalanche that happens, and Will Ferrell leaves the whole family, and like the wife's like, "What the fuck? You just like left our kids so you could like protect yourself." That movie's great.
Yeah. What was that movie called?
I can't remember. It was Force Majeure is the one he did, but Triangle of Sadness, very good. Not for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it.
Yeah, just judging on those of you who said that I should do more voice recording. This is kind of what I'm doing right now.
Dude, so that voice is so buttery smooth.
That is definitely for not this Instagram though. So bye.
All right.
So I think we wrapped it up. Thank you for everyone joining us today.
Yeah.
Thank you. Shout out to. We're gonna have a hell of a time making a list of like everybody we shouted out in this today, but we are gonna try to standardize that a little bit better. We're gonna have like one band, one restaurant, one whatever.
Yeah.
We want to shout out. That way we kind of keep it good. I do know that in June. You're coming with us, by the way. You have no choice. We're kidnapping you because there's a food truck coming to town that we're going to eat at. And we're not talking about it here just yet. We'll wait for the episode because this is what we do on this podcast.
Sorry. I fucking fumbled that. Take it again. I'm so sorry.
We're going to sing it a cappella style, all three of us. This podcast.
It's for nerds.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.